So, Rich, just thinking about our conversations here, sounds like it kind of might be fun out there on the streets.
Not really. It's not. I mean, I make I'm kind of lighthearted on a lot of things, so
Sure.
I don't want to put out. Oh, this was the best time of my life. By no means, it was the worst time of my life. It
Yeah.
was nothing. I wish on nobody to be out there. What I went through, I wish on my work. I don't even have enemies, but you know what I'm saying. I don't
Sure.
wish it on anybody what I went through out there, and
Okay.
we'll get to that part of it later
Okay.
sometime. But that's. I mean, I remember nights. I remember walking down the road one night, and I heard these guys in the car come by, and they said, "There's a few bad words," and they jumped out and just beat me bad. I didn't go to the hospital, but
Wow.
both eyes black, nose, lips all swelled. I mean, it was bad. I looked like Rocky's cousin there. All beat. I looked at that piece of meat that Rocky was beating on after they beat the crap out of me.
That's just horrible that people would do that.
Well, let's
But
just put it this way: that I can probably count 7 or 8 times that has happened to me,
wow,
just because I was a homeless bum.
that's sad.
That's the only reason. There was no, you owe me money, because I wasn't into drugs. Wasn't nothing anybody. I mean, I got beat up by people I knew too, so I wasn't a good fighter. Let's put it that way. But we'll get into that, or get away from that. How about that? Then we get to the. So I said how bad alcohol took over.
Yeah.
It was at the point to where I had what was called alcohol seizures, and that was, I could just, if I went with the beer for more without a beer for more than one day, or alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
I could go into a seizure. I just fall down where I'm at, riding a bicycle, just fall over, boom. And I remember a few times waking up in the hospital, like, what are you doing? What am I doing here? Well, you had a seizure. And what do you call it? The doctor, nurse, whatever, would say, this one could be, the next one could be the big one, or what do they call it? The grandma or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I always just, oh, yeah, right. They say that to all the hobos. Well, later on, after I got saved, one of my friends, he fell off his bike, and that was it. He died right there on the spot. One of them acquaintances, somebody I didn't really know, but he had his seizures too.
Wow.
And it became not a common thing, but there's a lot of people having the seizures from not having alcohol in their body.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. I mean, it wasn't, you're sleeping in the woods, you got mosquitoes, it's hot, and it's like you don't know who's coming in. Your body's just on edge every time you hear a twig snap. You don't know if somebody's coming in with a gallon of gas or a baseball bat.
Sure.
And that's truth there. That is. I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen.
Wow.
And most times, I was a loner, but that's why most people stayed with groups. You had your cliques. Everybody
Sure.
stayed, and you just didn't know what could happen to you. I mean, like I said, been beat up quite a bit. Been one time, and I'm laughing at it, but it was kind of weird, funny. Me and this girl were hitchhiking, and I don't even know where we're at. This lady stops, and she starts talking to us and says, "Do you want to come back to my compound?" Well, that to me was the David Koresh era, I think. But compound was a scary word.
Sure.
Well, I'm like, the girl I was with was in the back seat of this van. It's one of them cedar vans, 3-seat vans. She's just whatever she's doing. She's not listening to our conversation. And I said, well, I said, I can't do that because I've got this girl with me, something like that. Next thing you know, this lady pulled a knife on me. I'm like, whoa, let's get out of here. So luckily we were still stopped. So we jumped out of the van and took off. But she pulled a
Wow.
knife on us, and she was going to take us out.
Scary.
Yeah, that was a woman. There's many a times the men would be, I don't even want to get into that. The guys were almost, I thought I was going to die. Just put it that way.
Wow.
Finally, God was with. That's all I'll say. God was there, because I know that time it was scary. I'll just put it that way.
Wow.
So